How's it going, guys? This is Brian over here at Ken Wilson Ford. Today is my first day after being out of town for a couple of weeks, and let's just say a lot has happened while I've been gone. I actually left for a National Guard course over in Missouri, which was actually a course I graduated from. It was a four-phase course, and so I'm very happy to have that behind me now, be back at work, be able to focus on that. But of course, you've got a lot of stuff going on with this virus. That's been going around. A lot of people are staying indoors, which I don't blame them for, but we are still open over here. Different precautions have been taken here to make sure that we're not part of the problem per se. So that being said, if there's anything I can do for anybody that's interested in still trading a vehicle or purchasing a vehicle or anything of that nature, I am more than happy to work remote. So if you're curious on anything and you want to work out some pricing, if you want to do that via text message or call or messenger or any of that kind of stuff, we can do that. If you're wanting to maybe look at one of these vehicles but don't want to come out because you're doing self-quarantine, I'd be more than happy to bring a vehicle to you and have you look at it. I can even kind of just drop you the keys and let you look at it, and then I'll wipe it down and everything when everything's done. So if there's anything that I could do to help anybody, whether it be a Haywood County resident or a Buncombe County resident or Transylvania County where I'm from in Brevard, anything I can do to help, I'd be more than happy to. Now, that being said, today is my first day being back at work. So we've been lacking on some videos on the page and on the channel. So what I want to do right now is just kind of flip the camera around and go walk the lot and see what's new, what's changed. So far, just kind of making my first pass. There's actually quite a bit of variety here right now. I would say about half of the vehicles that are on the lot right now are new to me, or they were ones that were just getting traded in when I had left, so they hadn't been prepped and put on the lot yet. So let's just go, we'll start with the truck line and kind of make our way over and see what we can find. Let's go. All right, here we are on the truck line, and the one remnant that I think I recognize from over here is this Toyota Tacoma that we have. It's a pretty low mile 2019, maybe 2018 model, of course, four-wheel drive. And then we've got some movement here in the F-150s. As always, we've sold through some F-150s from when I was last year. You can see down the way we have some gaps, but then at the same time, we also have some new additions, and specifically the ones that I think I recognize right offhand are this black Lariat right here. As we kind of come in, this is a 19 F-150 with says it says 4,800 miles on it. So that's definitely not one that I remember. I would have remembered that kind of low mileage. You can see it's got this really nice painted, looks like a Ford accessory. Yep, bed cover going on here. So that one's fresh. This XL was not here before. This looks like it is possibly, okay, yeah, it is a four-wheel drive. Golly, this is another one. This must have come from Ford directly. So this says it has 1,600 miles on it. It's a 2019. It's priced right around 33. So that's awesome. If you're looking for like a regular cab four-wheel drive truck, vinyl seats, rubber floors, the longer bed on this, this would be a really great truck for someone. That's kind of nice to see. I love seeing these super low mileage ones here. And then this truck here, which from what I understand is the least expensive F-150 that we currently have on the lot, is priced right around $25,000. It is an XLT, it is a super cab, and it is actually a two-wheel drive, which is why it's a little bit less expensive than some of the other ones here. You can see it's still pretty nice inside. It has the larger Sync 3 screen just over there by the steering wheel, so you should be able to like plug up your phone to it and stuff like that. But this is a nice truck. I like the tan color. You don't see that a whole lot in these. And then you can see here's where we've sold some trucks. We meaning the guys while I've been gone. That XLT, yep, I remember that one. The Raptor is still here. We had two Raptors and now we have one. We also used to have that blue Spider truck, and that truck did sell actually just recently, right before coming back. So right now we only have one special edition truck right here. This one's the 2018, I think. Yeah, 18. And I believe this one has right around 30,000 miles on it. So this one's actually really nice. You can see it's got some LED lights tucked up into the bumper there. Really good example of one. Now this truck I had thought had sold, and I'm glad to see it back again because I love this truck, and I'd love to put somebody in it. It is a Ram, of course, not a Ford, but it is a diesel 1500. So this is the same Eco Diesel. I believe it's a V6 variant, like a 3-liter potentially, that they also put in like the Grand Cherokees and some of the other vehicles, but they also put it in this truck. And it's a pretty smooth, pretty quiet diesel for somebody that wants that kind of diesel performance. And then with this being the Laramie, it's got the nice interior, so it's kind of like a Lariat truck in the F-150 line, but it's just Dodge's take on it. And then this is definitely new. I recognize this when I first came in. This is a 17 GMC Sierra, and you can see this one actually has the all-terrain package here, which is a pretty nice kind of off-road dress-up package. You know, the GMCs are a step up from the Chevy Silverado trucks, and this one definitely has some bells and whistles. You can see the running board. It's got the different wheels, spray and bed liner. It's got the power rear window. It's got the leather seats, which actually have kind of like this carbon fiber. I don't know if you can see it, but it has kind of like this carbon fiber weave in the leather or vinyl or whatever that hybrid material would be right there. But as we kind of come here, you can see it's got the touchscreen and everything in there, wireless charging pads. This is a pretty nice truck from a couple years ago. I'm sure somebody's gonna like that. There's always plenty of Chevy guys. We don't really get those guys over here at the Ford dealer much. We do have, this one had just come in when I had first left, but we've got this Transit medium roof here, cargo van, which is a great, you know, work van for somebody needing to haul stuff around. You can just kind of see back there how much room it has. Same thing in the cargo van space. We also have this express van, which had just come in when I was leaving. I see they've got it through service and detail and everything. This one is, I think, an 18. It's a 19 actually, with 20,000 miles, and it's right around $28,000 is the price on that one. So that's actually looks like a long wheelbase express van. So this would be another great, you know, work van for somebody needing to haul stuff around, like a contractor or a moving company, or I don't know, parts delivery, something like that. I did not video this thing before I left, but apparently a friend of a friend of one of the managers here traded this bad boy in. But this is a pretty sweet Nissan or UD 2300 LP rollback. And from what I understand, it's actually pretty good shape. It's a stick shift truck, which is really kind of neat. I actually got a chance to drive it around for a second. It's got the air brakes and all that kind of normal stuff. So I doubt there's a ton of people that are watching this video that are going to need a tow truck, but you know, who knows? Somebody might watch and be like, oh man, I can totally go for a tow truck. Now I'm going to jump over here to our car line. Now right off the bat, I'm actually kind of a fan of these. This is the Hyundai Ioniq, and I didn't even know we had this. So this definitely got traded in while I was gone. It's kind of like Hyundai's stab at the Prius, if you will, so far to the point that it actually has kind of like the second glass window here on the back where you can kind of see through and inside and out. It is a hybrid, so if you like that or not, it is a hybrid. I think the dimensions of this car are just right. And what I think is killer about this car is it's supposed to get right around like 50 miles to the gallon. So I've always said, if I was just, you know, needing to get like a daily driver specifically for saving money, or for somebody that might need a rideshare car, something like that, like for Uber, this has got, you know, leather seats and everything on the inside. This would be perfect. There's very few cars out there on the highway, minus like the Priuses and stuff like that, that get 50 miles to the gallon. I think this actually looks a little bit better than a Prius, personally. I think it's got a little bit more of a sportier kind of stormtrooper look going on. But as we just kind of pan through here, we still have this Subaru Forester Sport, or that one's here. Of course, we have some Fusions. Some are new. We did get two Fiestas, which we don't get a whole lot of. This one actually has about 7,000 miles on it, or 7,500 miles on it for an 18. That's like nothing at all. We've got this one, and then we also have back there, we've got a red one with a little bit more miles and I think a year older, but that's kind of cool because we don't really have those a whole lot through here. Other new additions are this Honda Civic hatchback here with the all black kind of going on. It's weird because the wheels are actually black, but they have like a pewter. They're not a full polished look, but you can see they've got like a pewter color to them. So it's pretty nice. This is like right around 25,000. I like the look of this one. It's got the spoiler package in true Honda fashion. You've got, you know, two spoilers because that's what you need. Now another one that's kind of interesting, and this one actually was an employee's mom's car. I'm not going to name the employee, but you know, I know who it was. It's actually somebody that I work with, and she traded it in for something a little bit newer. This was kind of like right when Ford was starting to get into the technology of things. That's a 2013 C-Max, so of course it is a hybrid. This one gets right around the low 40s on the miles per gallon, so not as much as like a Prius or like that Ioniq over there. But this is loaded with tech, and if this has the features that I think it has, is one of the first ones that had a self-parking feature. So it's really kind of cool. This is kind of like almost a history piece for Ford. You know, they killed off the C-Max when they killed off the Focus and the Fusion and everything else. But I think this is kind of a neat car. It's definitely got that European look to it. This is a car that, you know, they'd been selling overseas in a different trim for a long time, and then they finally decided to sell it here, and I think it looks really good. We also have some more Mustangs, specifically this red car right here is a V6. Let me just make sure. It looks like it's a V6. Can be a little misleading. Yep, that's got the 3.7 V6 on that one. And then we also have a black V6 down the way here also. You can see it kind of tucked in right there with the kind of premium wheels on it there. We also brought over, now this was a car that actually was on the new lot, but due to some things we had to switch it over, and it's now on the pre-owned lot. So this actually has really low miles on it. This was one of the rental cars, if I'm not mistaken. It has about 3,400 miles on it. So it's a Transit Connect. You can see it's actually really, well, windows are kind of tinted. It's kind of dark in there, but you can kind of see it's got the two-tone leather seats. This one actually has the buckets in the center with the pass-through to the rear. And then as we kind of pass through our SUV line, and I know this is kind of a longer video, but we have this Edge Sport right here, which is kind of an interesting one that we didn't have before. We have this Nissan Rogue in this kind of almost like a paint shift, bluish, silverish color, which is kind of neat. It looks like it's like an SE, like a base model with the hubcaps and no fog lights. But the price on this one's really good. And these Rogues, for being a small SUV, actually have a ton of space in the back. So it's really good for a young family or for first-time driver or something like that. Yeah, Rogue Select. I think that's their kind of economy line, but it is an all-wheel drive, so there is that. I mean, it's, you know, it's got the spoilers, so it's got a couple things on it. I'm not too familiar on the Nissan line of names and stuff like that. And then as we kind of peek down here, we do also have 2018, I believe this is, Explorer Sport, which had just become available right when I was headed out of town. So we've got the Explorer Sport, we've got the Edge Sport, and then we even have this previous gen Edge, which you can see there's the newer body and there's the previous gen body. So this one's actually really cool if you like this body style. This one's sub $20,000, so it's actually a pretty good deal. Again, all-wheel drive. I'm pretty sure all the SUVs we have on the line right now are all going to be all-wheel drive. We had some front-wheel drives in here before, but I think these are all-wheel at this point. And of course, we have lots of Explorers. You've got 17s and 18s. I think this one's a 19 from what I was looking at. I think they're all XLT plus, so we've got some XLTs. There's at least one limited. Like I said, we've got the sports, and then we've got the you know, we've got some more Edges, and we still have, this is the one that I'm actually kind of shocked about because we blow through Expeditions like crazy, but we still have this Expedition. I think this is an 18 Expedition, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it is either 18 or 16. But this one's actually a really nice truck as well. And then I'll probably do a separate video on the 250 line, but I realize that not everybody looking at this video is looking for a 250, so I'll probably do a separate video for those, for anybody that's looking for those, especially if you're looking for like a work truck or something there. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. Again, first day back at work, so first video back. It's always gonna be a little bit of a longer one as I kind of walk the lot and figure out what the heck I'm working with out here for inventory. But as you can see, we've got a lot of different stuff. We've got everything from hybrids to, you know, really low mileage trucks and SUVs to different kind of sport models. We've got a freaking rollback truck right now, which is something you're not going to see too often. So we've got a lot of variety right now. So as I stated in the beginning, if there's anything I can do to kind of help anybody out, if anybody has questions while they're sitting at home and just kind of window shopping any of these, I'm more than happy to answer any questions, even if it's not, you know, something you're wanting to do right now, just something you might want to do in the future. I can still help out with that. But as always, I just want to thank everybody that watches these videos and kind of shares my content around. I hope you're all having a great day, and, you know, try to enjoy what you can, all right?